My dream is to be a psychiatrist to support children with mental difficulties. When I tell others that dream, some people say you made a great choice that's good for women who can't dedicate their life to career. They hurt me, they ignore my passion and dream. Their bias made me feel so uncomfortable. Your unconscious words can be discrimination against someone around you.
My father is Chinese, came to Japan 20 years ago. He found a job and worked hard. One day he realized that the payment was far cheaper than the Japanese workers. This is what happens to foreign workers in Japan. Discrimination in work and environment happens a lot. Are you conscious about that?
I was born in the Philippines and moved to Japan when I was about 13 years old. When I came to Japan, it was very hard for me to adjust. It was like a new world for me, from culture to social norms, language, and tradition. It was hard trying to understand everything. I was in middle school when I first experienced discrimination. I would find myself being isolated by others. I often came across with students treating me differently. They would ignore me or call me names that would hurt my feelings. It was very depressing being treated differently because I was an outsider.
When I was studying and working abroad, I encountered discrimination at the working place. My economic situation was so unstable, and my status as a foreigner only allowed me to work illegally in order to sustain my life. What's worse was that employer exploited me because he knew that I was dependent on this job. Coming from one of the wealthiest countries, I had never expected that I would go through such difficulty. But the reality is different. Discrimination can happen to everyone. It's really sad because nobody should be discriminated against for where they come from. Nobody chooses to be a foreigner. Nobody chooses to be a legal worker. They come into your country for a better life, but not to be discriminated against. We often forget that they have the unavoidable reason for why they have to leave their home country.
Discrimination has always been an important matter for me because of my personal story. My parents are from Sri Lanka, and they had to flee their own country 35 years ago because of a civil war. They were the minority, and their ethnicity didn't allow them to have access to an equal right, neither a safe life. I was born and raised in France, but I always been attached to my origin, and I couldn't understand how people can hate other based on their ethnicity. And by growing up, I realized that discrimination is in various forms and all over the world, like gender, religion, sexuality, etc. And I want to fight for a world where everyone is equal and where differences become strength rather than a threat.